Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Toasty Technical. I'm your host, the Irreverent Ellsworth. And today on the show, we have the very special guest, Joe Wolfe.
Howdy.
He's
How you
coming
doing?
in guns and blazes. How you doing, Joe? Well, welcome to the show.
How you going? How you doing? How's
Good,
it
good,
going?
man. Good. It's it's kind of living the new life here in quarantine land. It's a lot
Oh my
quieter.
God. Yeah. It's been a weird couple of weeks. I'm essential. And
Right. Essential. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no traffic. It's great. Best commute I've ever had.
You ever double back over your shoulder and get a feeling like you're in a movie and they forgot to yell action?
Oh my God. When I get out of work at like midnight-ish and I walk out and like you and I met on the avenue. So on like a Friday night, midnight on the avenue, with hundreds of people. And dude, it's just weird. Like you walk out, it's just a ghost town. It's just misty, dark, silent.
Joe.
Somewhere in the wind you hear, "Hey man, can I get a cigarette?" Like it's just
you're in Baltimore when you get, hey man, that is the smallest amount of time between the sound of a lighter being flicked and someone going, hey man, you got a cigarette? You're like, well, I got one in my mouth. I mean,
yeah, right.
No, but I can't complain too much because for a long time I've been on the bum diet. I don't know if you've ever tried that to quit smoking. You only smoke whatever cigarettes you can bum off of other people. It's amazing. Yeah.
Quit buying, but didn't quit taking.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's one of the stages of smoking because I have to tell you this. I saw this amazing thing yesterday. I went to an essential business that gave me an essential value meal, and I pulled over to check my order. And when I did, I saw this guy in the parking lot, and he got out of his car. He put on a jacket. It wasn't that cold, but I thought, okay, maybe he's getting ready for a walk. Then he puts on a glove, just one glove. I'm like, oh, maybe he's getting ready to go in the store. No mask. And then a cigarette comes out, but only in the gloved hand. So he was smoking his cigarette in the gloved hand in a jacket outside of his car. When he was done, cigarette disappeared, the glove disappeared, the jacket came off, went into the back of the car. He pulled out a bottle, washed his mouth out, hand sand. I was like, that man knows how to hide a body. Like that man is not allowed to come home smelling like cigarette smoke. And I just saw a master of his craft. It was amazing.
And I like it's weird. I don't like smoking. I think it is bad, and it is something that I want to stop. That I wish I'd never started. But I do enjoy it. But I don't think I could ever enjoy it enough for that. That's how good were those 4 minutes of that cigarette for him to like?
I've never had that cigarette, or maybe it's now think about it. It does seem ridiculous when you think about it. When I saw this, it was absolutely absurd. But I thought about the next day when I make coffee. Now I don't just make coffee. I don't get the instant grind. No. I get the whole beans. I get whole beans because I'm that kind of bougie a-hole. I go get the 8 o'clock coffee. I grind it every morning. It's a horrible sound. I take these fresh grounds. I put them in a gravity filter bong thing, and I slow drip my coffee. Now it is ridiculous because I could have made this very much simpler, but I wonder if part of the enjoyment of that cigarette is the fact that he's got to make out like a CSI bandit every time he does it. He's like, oh, all right, well, I watched Dexter for a reason. Time to have my kill room,
Yeah, the whole rituals part of it. Maybe that is it. Yeah. He gets high. He's like, ooh, I'm putting on the glove now. Ooh, gotta get my nicotine on.
It's my glove of love. Hello.
When he removes the jacket, it's like victory.
Oh, yeah. He put that jacket on. I mean, that was his smoking jacket. He put it on. There was some pride involved. He was like, And even I think it was even on the phone. So maybe that was him. That was like the 5 minutes a day he gets to be a bachelor, king of his own domain once again. And then, he's got to like kill that, persona, hide it in the back of the car like a serial killer, and then go home with his, his regular face on, like, oh no, cigarettes are bad for you, children. Please don't smoke them.
So our initial assumption is that that guy was like my initial thought was, oh, he's hiding smoking from his wife.
Right.
Like he's got or someone at home that can't smell it. What if that's not the case at all? What if he's doing that? Like, what if it's all him? He's just like a professional, like you were saying with your coffee. He's like I like smoking, but I'm a businessman. I can't have yellow fingers and be smelling like he's like I don't need to
smoke
do
at
that.
home.
I choose to. Yeah.
My God, what are opium dens for? I mean, you don't chase the dragon at home, sir. Look at you smoking indoors like some kind of pedestrian. My goodness, sir. But no, I maybe that is. Maybe it's part of yeah, but that's the kind of level of efficiency, like I want to call up the FBI and be like, "Do you have a file on this person?" Hey, speaking of files, tell us about the Joe Wolfe experience. I hear rumor that you're musically inclined. Is that true? I don't.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I dropped out of college to pursue.
Was it like studying abroad?
No. It was going to a college to like 20 minutes from my hometown, and I went, this is a waste of time. I want to go to the city and play rock and roll. So yeah.
How's that working out for you there, rock and roll star?
It's not good.
Hey, you know what? Don't feel bad because you met me being funny when there are 10,000 working comedians in this world, and I was telling jokes at a free open mic, so I don't think I can talk much trash. But I think more importantly than you making a career choice for the rock and roll, how long have you been playing? I mean, how long has it been an expressive outlet?
Oh, I mean, I got my first official instrument lesson was on the trumpet when I was like third grade, maybe.
Oh,
Like
okay.
my parents and older brothers are all jazz musicians, so I was like brought up around bongos and
Okay, so wait, you just slipped that in real sly,
yeah.
like that's a part of everyone's story. So yeah, like my parents and my family, they're all jazz musicians, like, And when I dropped out of college to pursue rock and roll, you don't understand, it was jazz college. I was enrolled. I was going for my doctorate in jazz, and then my parents were like, "Good God, he wants to play the rock and roll." Ugh. I know what is going on, Joe. What?
Oh God, no! You know what the worst part is that I was a music major, and I did go to college to study jazz, and I dropped out. And my dad was like, "Why don't you just study it?" And then he's like, "You can start a rock and roll band later." And I was like, "No, I want to go. I want to go now. I want
It's
to
the
go."
it's the family plan, Joe. You go to college, you get a band 2 years out of college. You can't wait. I go wait, Dad. Screw you. I don't care if you're handing me that band. I don't care if you got Charlie Parker on drums, bro. I'm out of here. I got to prove to myself I can skip dude. You're like rock and roll royalty, and you're just like, screw them, man. I'll show them all.
Uh,
I'll take accounting or something. I'll crunch numbers. I'll show them. I'll become a music critic. What the hell? So,
I I think if I became a music critic, I would have a harder time around. I think my brothers would be like, "Oh, a music critic? Really? Why'd you?" Nah, nah, they're cool. They're
Yeah,
cool.
no, I understand. I understand. So you tried out trumpet at a very early age. When did you settle on your instrument of choice?
Um, the electric bass. I probably in middle school ish. My oldest brother. There's four of us. I'm the third child. My oldest brother was a bass player, and then the brother right below him was a guitarist, and everyone thought the guitar was cool, and like my brother was a great guitar player, and I was like, I don't know, it felt really cliche to me when I was in middle school to want to pursue the guitar. I was like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? I was like, because he seemed like a jazz guitarist. So I was like, oh man, that's way cooler than like the whole like, I'm gonna learn a couple songs on guitar so I can get girls, and then I'm gonna like learn how to play one guitar solo. And I don't know, that whole thing seemed corny to me. So I was like, I want to do bass. That seems a lot cooler. Yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
sure. Yeah. No, of course. Yeah. Because bass just, I love how your reasoning is like, again, the cliche musical destiny that was lined out for you. Welcome, Joe. Welcome to the family of Wolfe. You will go and study music, and you will be given a band, and we will pick an instrument for you. Screw you. I'll do what I want. Man, you're like the rock and roll of the rock and roll. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. So electric bass. So do you have like heroes that you look up to? That's
Yeah.
kind of a cliche question, but yeah.
No, I mean, I think the only reason it's a cliche question is because everyone does, so everyone
Yeah.
can have an answer to it. But yeah, no, I mean, like my oldest brother is a bass player, and having a professional bass player that I can just like call and be like, hey, uh, what's a good way to work around this? And he's like, oh, you just do that. I'm like, oh, cool, 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 cool. So that's really nice.
Nice.
But no, I mean he was a huge Flea fan, and
Right.
so I inherited a lot of his Chili Peppers records. He was a big Green Day fan. I inherited a lot of Green Day records from him. But no, I mean I would say John DiDomenici. I can't say his last name. DiDomenici. John DiDomenici. He's from New York. He
Okay.
plays in he played for Jeff Rosenstock and Antarctica Vespucci, a bunch of like pop punk bands.
Cool.
Chris Barker from AntiFlag. He was the first person I ever found out was a vegan. I like learned what
Oh.
being a vegan was because of him. I'm not a vegan, by the way. I'm eating chicken right now.
No, we
Uh,
we don't we don't judge, but it's fascinating. It's fascinating that you look up to somebody for another aspect, but they introduce ideas into your life. So that's kind of fascinating.
yeah, actually, Anti-Flag is a lot of that. Anti-Flag is, I don't want to say that they're the reason that I am like a left leaning politically, but like having a band like Anti-Flag when I was younger and discovering how the like politics works, having a really leftist band who could play their instruments really well. Like I love their bass player. Uh, I love their bass player, and then on top of that, like they were like, you know, the WTO kills farmers, and I was like, what's the WTO, and what are they doing to these poor farmers? No.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fun. I didn't that's wow. So they have a song called WTO Kills Farmers? I mean, is that really a
Yeah,
song?
I think one of the title of one of their songs is the WTO kills farmers. Yeah,
Wow. Okay. So I guess it's how most people view like Rage Against the Machine. The first time they're like,
exactly. They're
huh,
another great example.
alternative way of thinking. Makes sense. I gotcha. I gotcha. So that's fun. Okay. So electric bass, you settled on it because you're a rebel of the rebels. And then so you've played with some bands. I don't want to, I don't want to kick over any dead rocks, but you've played with some bands. You've had some experiences, You've played
Yeah,
some shows. When was the first time you had that moment on stage when you're like that out of body experience where you're just like, oh, I don't even know where I am anymore because this is what I was meant to do, man.
you know, you know what's funny? The first time I ever performed solo, uh, I hold it as a good memory, but it was by all means an absolute bomb. Like everything went wrong. And for some reason in my mind, I was like, I feel like I walked off stage going like, hell yeah, I survived. Like I kind of did it, even though it was really bad. So what had happened was, it was for my high school talent show. Me, me and this kid. he was gonna play guitar and sing "Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana, and I was
Sure.
gonna play bass behind him. And then a week before the audition, he dropped out. So I went to my other buddy. I was like, "Hey, I'll play guitar and sing. Can you learn the bass part?" And then he dropped out the day of the audition, and I got so nervous in my audition that I didn't sing. I just played the guitar. And if you know the guitar part for "Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana, it's a lot of just like beanie, and then you just wait. So I was literally just like sitting in front of like judges who were like my shop teacher and vice principal, and I'm just like staring at the clock, like hitting a note, waiting a little bit. So the audition was rough, but then the actual night of the show, it wasn't even an audition. It was just they wanted to time it out and make sure you weren't cursing. It was a
Right.
high school comedy show. They let it know. But the night of the show, so I had set out to do "Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana, hopefully with someone else singing it, but everyone else bailed on me, so I was like, I guess I'm gonna sing it. I decide the day of that I can't sing that song, and I'm gonna do "When I Come Around" by Green Day instead.
Wow. Okay.
So I tell them, I tell the stage manager, I was like, all I need is the center mic, and I'm just gonna plug my amp in, and I'm good to go. I just need the center mic. I walk on stage, I plug my amp in, plug my guitar in. I walk to the center mic, and my guitar comes unplugged. I was like, oh, my cord is too short to reach the center mic. So I go to stage left mic, and that mic wasn't turned on. So I just played the same 4 chords for 3 minutes while moving my mouth at a microphone that no one could hear for a song that I was not billed to be playing. And then I walked off stage, and I haven't really gotten any better in the 15 years since then.
That right there, that was the best it was ever going to be. That right there, that was the height of my performance right there. It's
Yeah.
I sing about it in my latest memoir called "Could You Turn the Stage Left Microphone On?" Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's really amazing because every performer's existence is I wouldn't say scarred. It's created by that series of experiences where you can't find the stage door and you think you're talking and you're not, and it's just an incredible thing where, oh, please stop doing that. There we
I
go.
can hear you, but I can't see you. But I can hear you, so I think that's good.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally fine. Totally fine. There we go. No, maybe. Here we go. We're back. Yeah. We here at the
Yeah, like
Toasty
that.
Tentacle Show. We deal with problems. We get back on track. See, that's what I'm saying is like the experiences, the absolute
Yeah, no, like the
yeah.
classic, like you walk off, you finish your set, and you're supposed to walk backstage, and you hit the curtain, and you're like, "Where's the break in the curtain?" Yeah,
Yeah, every curtain looks good. Yeah, see that, and that's the thing. You never get that as an audience member. The audience member goes, "Oh, these curtains, they are beautiful. They blend into each other with seamless perfection." And you're like, "Yeah, try walking through that." That's what you need at the final stage of every like House of Mirrors is just a wall of 7 curtains, and it's like, "See if you can figure the way out, little mouse." See if you
just
can
lay
figure it
down on the
out.
floor and just like lift it up and roll under it.
Yeah, you just could. You're like, I have a lighter here. We could do it once. Um. So,
So that one like took a second to.
oh, that's what we do here at Toasty Tentacle. We give the bums, the joke bums. Yes, it's very nice. Oh, and Joe, we want you to have the full experience here at Toasty Tentacle. We don't want you to go away without talking to one of our friends. Hello,
Oh,
Joe. Oh
hello,
man. Hi, bro.
bro,
So you're like a rock star, huh?
bro. No, you're like a rock
I
star,
mean,
dude.
I'm like totally a rock star, but you're like a rock star. Do you have like rock star pants?
Yeah, Levi's.
Well, I mean, not like. Well, we're not asking you to wear your rock star outfit now. Like, what's your rock star outfit? Is it like sequins and leather?
Up top. all Levi's underneath. Levi's underwear,
Nice.
Levi's jeans, Levi's denim socks, Levi's denim shoes.
Joe Wolfe, the rebel of the rebel, brought to you by Levi's Jeans. Uh,
Oh, wait, hold on. Who's that puppet? What's that
oh,
puppet say?
that's my buddy Chick. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to put Chick away early.
No, no, it's all good. I
I
was
mean,
curious to the what's up, chick? What
not much, bro. What's up?
you sound Californian. Are you from
Oh yeah,
California?
man. Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Right on, right on. What
Yeah.
is that you got a little beret on up top there.
It's a little top hat, bro. Slash
Oh,
hat.
it's a top hat. Oh, it's a slash hat. Okay, okay.
Absolutely, bro.
Sit.
Still love the slash.
Hey,
Yeah.
you play guitar, chick?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Uh, good.
No.
It's just
I
a
own
buzz.
one. I just don't know how to make it make any noise.
Uh,
It makes
yeah,
one
good. That's
every month or so as I knock it over. It's like twang. I'm like, oh, punk song. I refuse to play it. It's how I
right on.
book the system.
That's buy a guitar and don't play it. That's the most punk rock way to do it.
Hey, it's conformist to play that instrument and make noise. Noise is the man's tool, not our tool. Not our tool.
Songs are for squares.
Oh, dude. Hey, speaking of songs, do you write your own songs? Do you get inspiration for that kind of stuff? Do you wake up singing a song or humming a jingle? How do you do?
Uh, yeah. I don't know. When I was younger, I would have a lot of drinks and then cry in my garage and write songs that way. That's mostly how it gets
Ah,
done.
Joe. That that old familiar muse, Heartbreak.
Nah,
Very.
it's not even about heartbreak.
What
It
was
could
it?
be about anything. It could be about George W. Bush getting elected. No, I was kidding.
Oh,
Well, it's like
that's Heartbreak.
five.
That
Yeah, I
was
was like five.
that was pain.
Yeah, but I was older than that when he was elected. But
You're really in that moment. You're like, Bush is president once again.
yeah, no, you get you get sad about all kinds of things. You get
Well,
sad about.
now, do you just have a whole list of sadness that you carry around with you, or do you have to go into a special place? And like actors, actors are always talking about drawing on that inner resource of pain. Is that something you go into a moment? Do you have a time of day when you meditate and kind of dredge that stuff up? What do you do?
I think I never intended it as meditation, but I guess it is a form of meditation. Late at night, if I'm like sitting alone late at night, then I can force myself, no matter how good my day was, no matter like how comfortable I am right now. Like I can, if I'm alone and like the world's asleep, I know I can find this like, I guess it's like a feeling. It's just like a place in like the emotional spectrum that I'm just like, I know I can go there and like, I can just, as long as I can find like a riff that I can tolerate, if I can get myself in that like emotional state, then I know I could just just flow a lot, just like pour out a lot of stuff on page, and
Right.
then and then like the Ernest Hemingway rule, and then edit sober. Then like you just like you come back to it, and you're like, ooh, that's bad, that's bad, corny, corny.
No, that's
Wow,
not.
that one was really cool. That was onto something there.
That was not
That's
bad.
corny. That one's corny. Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right. So you're jamming out. You're making songs. Nice. Do you just play around with different notes? No. What do you?
No, I'll usually I'll go through like phases of liking certain kinds of chord progressions.
Okay.
Like I'll learn like a song someone else wrote, and there will be something in it, just like the way that they use like a flatted seventh or something. Just like I don't know, just like something musical about the way that they do the riff. That like then for a month, all of the riffs I come up with will be based around that idea, and then probably one of those will survive for like
Okay.
later. So it's like I'll get hooked on like one like trend basically, and then I'll write a bunch of things on that trend, and then I move on to the next one. Like,
Cool.
yeah.
Okay. Hey, are there any notes that you've been wrestling with as of late?
Um, just yesterday, I learned how to play a Green Day song,
Yeah.
and this I'll try not to get too theoretical with my terms here, but
No, it's
he
fine. We've got Notepad.
a good uh, he starts every chorus on an F sharp, which is the major sixth of the song, of the key that the song is in. And he starts every chorus on an F sharp, and then at the end of the song, it just like they just hammer out on one note, and he sings like this last little line before they hit the
Hmm.
root note and close the song. And the one last note he's hammering on is an F, which is a flatted sixth, and like the whole song's in a major key. The chorus starts on the major sixth at F sharp, and it's just like just at the end he just like hammers on the flatted sixth, and like I've heard that song a billion times. I just learned how to. I just looked at the chords for the first time yesterday, and I was like, oh, that's what he does there. So I don't
Do you,
know. I was thinking about that this morning.
do you want to show us the flatted sixth?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yes.
I don't want to get nerdy on you, but you seem
No,
real
so
excited about something I don't really understand, and I'd love to see what you're really excited about.
right. So in every key, there's only 7 notes, right?
Okay, sure.
So this is the key of A. So in A major, so major scale would be A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. That's the major six. G sharp, A. That's your major scale. So that's your major six, and every chorus starts on that. So that's the key that we're in, and then every chorus starts. So you know, so you this is your root note. This is the note that we're always on.
Okay.
And then he goes to this for the chorus, which is just a nice flavor. But then at the end of the song, he just hammers on the flatted sixth, which like if just listen. So like if you're in the key, guitar's a little out of tune, but like it's just he just goes to that note, and it's just kind of jarring. Like the rest of it, the rest of those notes are all in every song together. We all know
Okay.
that those chords like all sound good together because that's every song. The major six, they call it the four chords.
Right.
It's the root, the fourth, the fifth, and the major sixth. Those four chords are in every song. So
Right.
then just like to when he just randomly switches to that flatted six, it's just like I don't know. I just enjoy it. I just like learned that yesterday, and I was like thinking about it all morning.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. And see, I'm glad you actually had the guitar because while I did take piano when I was a younger child and I did have music instruction in school, I understand some of the keys, I understand some of the notes, I understand some of the music literacy. I've tried to rediscover it with a guitar, but I think people kind of get glazed over with all the information, and I think it's important to give them a sound because people always
yeah,
understand a sound. Like I understood the difference between what you were playing in the major scale and then when you flatted out the sixth. Now, when you said you flatted the sixth, I went, I understand, Joe. And then,
yeah.
but to hear it, I understood it. So that was very cool. And thank you very much for Thanks very much for teaching us something, Joe. That's very nice of you.
Thanks
Appreciate that.
for letting me geek out about Green Day. That's
Oh, of course, of course. Now this is good.
my
Uh,
top three hobbies.
Absolutely. Now, are you going to play with this note, and you're going to like listen to it, and does it bring up memories, and are you going to incorporate that into a song of yours? Like I want to know how the wolf brain works.
Yeah, I would like to find a way to put that into songwriting. The thing is, the way he does it is it's not at all part of the riff. It's a very jarring, just stand out kind of a thing.
Right.
So yeah, so I don't know. I might go through. Maybe that's what I'll do before I go into work tonight. I'll
Cool.
comb through a couple of the songs and be like,
Hmm.
I don't know. You ever come up with I don't know. This probably can't work so much with jokes because jokes are so punchline driven. It's all about finishing. But
Hmm.
maybe with like stories or stuff more. You ever get like 60 or 70% that's great, and then the ending it ends, but you're like the first 60% you're really proud of, and then you're just like yeah, and then it ended.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
it's
had that
true.
problem a lot.
I think of any kind of performance, you have that you have that element where I think that's why live music is so valuable, and live performance is because everybody knows the song. Everybody loves singing a Sweet Caroline, bam, bam, bam. But when you do it live, or when, one of your special flavor of bands might be covering Sweet Caroline, it's that 60 to 70% I recognize, but then this flourish of new things. So as an artist, you're striving to, squeeze out those final juices to make it yours. But I think that's what makes it so wonderful, is that kind of remix. um
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
but
I had an instance where I was listening to House of the Rising Sun, and they do A minor to E minor, and I know those because those are really easy to play. And I was like, oh, I'll play around. So I have a little song based on A minor and E minor, and there's like two other chords, but that's about it. I mean,
dude, that's literally how it goes. Everything's already been done. Like unless you want to get into some weird like Terry Riley, John Cage, avant-garde bullshit, you're not coming up with anything that new. Just
no,
just
that's
right,
right.
yeah, just right honestly.
It's just a mosaic. You're just taking pieces of other people's pottery and putting it together. Well, there you go.
Exactly. Paul, you know how they always say the Simpsons did it first?
Simpsons did
Fucking
it.
Paul Simon did it first.
Paul Simon did it. Simpson did it. Simon did it. No, that's really good. That's actually good. Well, Joe, I don't want to rush this because I'm having a lot of fun. But you know how that free time goes.
Yeah.
What are you working on? What do you want to promote right now? This is your moment to tell us all about your things, or how to find you online and all that good stuff.
Ooh,
Do your thing.
pardon me. Sorry, got a cough in my throat. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, you take your time.
Mm, sorry, had a piece of rice wash.
That's
Um,
about the most rebellious answer ever. I ask you what you're promoting, and you're like,
no,
next question. No, you're fine.
sorry. Um, currently, I play. Well, I guess we're on pause, but kind of currently. I play guitar in a band called Dead End Lane. We have a record. Um, they have a lot of records that I'm not on, but we have one record that I am on that is on Spotify
Woo.
and Google Play and all of the Apple, all of that stuff. Um, Also, the Tyler from Dead End Lane just put out "Oi to the World,"
Okay.
which it's a compilation. It's also on Spotify, Google Play, and all that. And it's just a bunch of great like street punk and skater punk bands. Savage Remains, 96 Ghosts, Dead End Lane. There's like 20 or 30 bands on there.
Cool.
Other than that, I made 2 records with a band called the Flabbercasters that I think are really, really good. You should all listen to them, but that band doesn't exist anymore, and I'm sad about it. But those records are good. They're really fun. and
Well,
they're all
good.
online.
All right. Well, we'll definitely check, and I'll put some links in the description of this because we're going to publish this on YouTube and all that good stuff. Well, Joe, thank you so much for joining us here at Toasty Tentacle. You're
Thanks for having me, Sean.
my pleasure, man. Come on back anytime. We'll catch you on your next meteoric rise to fame.
Yeah, you should get Ross in here talk about anarchy.
Yeah.
Ross is way smarter. I was about to start shooting my mouth off about some stuff that I'm not that smart about, but Ross is smart
Okay. Hey, I appreciate the guest that sets up my next guest interview.
about
That's the kind of forward thinking I'm talking about. And I
it.
appreciate you being on. You have a great
Thanks,
day,
Sean.
sir.
Absolutely. Thank you.